Okay, hello everybody. Assalamualaikum kepada semua. Saya Wardina. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, ini adalah episod pertama live chat bersama dengan saya. Jadi saya dah dapat banyak soalan ni. Jadi saya akan cuba menjawab semua soalan yang anda berikan. Tapi minta maaf kalau tak sempat jawab semua. Tak apa, kita tunggu live chat satu lagi 10 Julai. Alright. So we go to the first question. First question daripada Aizrun Natasha. Alright. Katanya, I am currently pregnant with my second child. It is an unplanned pregnancy. Oh dear. As my first son is only 1 year and 6 months. But that's actually a quite okay age. I think I was pregnant with my Amna when she was also 1 year plus. So it's okay. It's quite tough in the beginning, but you'll get used to it. Alright. Okay, they get how to manage children whom both needs my attention and love. So initially, when I was pregnant with Azra, my second child, that was also my question in my head. How am I going to love another child? How am I going to spend my time? How will I divide my attention? But you know what? I think most of the moms, you have that kind of thought, especially after you've poured so much love to your first child. It's a normal thing, but trust me, you will be okay. You will find a rhythm. I have to tell you, it's going to be quite hard in the beginning. You're going to have lots of routine adjustments. It's going to be tough, having children, it's not an easy thing. It's a huge responsibility. But we women, we can do it, and we will manage it. With a lot of positive thinking, a lot of reading, a lot of support, we will manage. Eventually we'll manage. And, tell yourself this. It's going to be hard at first, you've got to attend to both of their needs, which are probably different. But at the end of the day, it's temporary. Your children will grow up and they'll be fine. I've got 3 children now, they're all grown up, and I feel like having another baby. Okay. I am quite tired in my second pregnancy, okay, due to low blood pressure as a working mom, and sometimes I skip my schedule in cooking his favorite meals. Am I not being a good mom? Of course you're not being a good mom. You're being a great mom. You're carrying another child. And how great is that, having another child in your body? Right. First practical suggestions is, be positive. Sometimes we have that thought in our heads. Sometimes I feel like I'm not a good mom. I feel like I can do more, but it's normal. But we need to push that away and we are doing the best that we can. I think that's good enough. Get help. Maknanya you have to get some help. You need support. Support is so important for moms, especially moms with little children. We need all the support that we can get. Have good friends. I'm blessed to have good friends. Okay, this first question, I'm going on too long with the first question. Let me just make it short. Get help. You can get part-time maid. Get somebody to help you. You delegate other house chores, and if you feel that cooking is very important to you, you can manage to put that in your schedule, right? But if you're too tired, get rest, because you and your baby in your tummy, that should come first. And drink. You feel tired, meaning let's boost up with some good food, because drinking and eating the right food would help you boost up energy. You can take Maternal. I took that when I was pregnant. It really helped you. It really helped me, and I'm sure it will help you. You keep up the energy, and you've got good nutrition in Maternal. Alright, involve your elders in your excitement for the second child. Yeah, you have to read books to your first child. I would read the pregnancy books, and plenty of books in the bookshop. Explain how the baby's coming. We've got to prepare for the baby together. Alright, favorite meals. His favorite meals, meaning I'm assuming your first child's favorite meals. I don't think children eat that much of complicated meals. I'm not sure what your child's favorite meal would be, but I don't think children, generally children eat, my children's favorite meals are soup, ayam masak kicap, pasta, which is not really that hard to prepare. So get somebody to probably just chop up you can prepare all the ingredients the night before, and all you do is cook. You know what, you can plan all this, right? If it's important to you, you can plan. All the best to you. Aizra Natasha, you're going to be fine. It's going to be hard, but you're going to go through this, and you're going to have 2 beautiful children. You'll be fine, right? Trust me. Okay, next one. Question from Ethan. I'm a father to be. Oh, daddy's asking questions. That's nice. Alright, but how do you act as a wife to, oh, sorry, I'm father to be, but how do you act as a wife to get your husband ready to welcome the little one? What are the activities or things both should be involved together? And what is the reason behind all this? Okay. You know what? A supportive husband is every woman and wife's dream, right? Having a supportive husband really, really helps. And I think many dads nowadays, they are becoming more proactive, which is very, very good, especially young dads. I see they're so involved with their children, and they're helping their wife. You know, unlike probably years before this, probably our parents' time, where it's always the wife doing everything and the husband just sits down and watch TV. I'm glad that episode is over, and hopefully it'll be gone forever. Okay, so what do we do? What do I want as a wife? What do I want? I want my husband to pay extra attention to me. Yeah, definitely. Okay, the most important thing for a pregnant wife and also post-pregnancy is having enough rest. I find that when I don't have enough rest, I get cranky, I'm extra tired, and that really doesn't help anyone in the house. When you're cranky and you're just very tired, obviously, and you can understand that. So make sure your wife have enough rest. Help her wherever you can, whenever you can. Like really, really small things, like make sure that the trash is empty, the plates are clean, the floors are mopped. Those kind of things. It really, putting back clothes back in the cupboards. That really, really helps. Don't forget to buy your wife good supplements or healthy foods. Get her and Mama Tana. That's really delicious and really, really good. Go shopping with your wife. Make her happy. Yeah, make her happy. Ask her what she wants. Read with your wife together and plan. What do we want this child to be? How are we going to bring our child up? Get your child toys. Not so much clothes, because many because you go shopping for new clothes, but go out with your wife, prepare but don't over prepare, because people will be giving you gifts. Accompany your wife to monthly checkups, make sure you're there, give her words of encouragement. You have to understand your wife's love languages, and you should read 5 love languages so you understand. Does your wife want touch? Maybe she appreciates touch, so you touch her more. If your wife's love language is words of affection, so you give it. If your wife's loves language is gifts, so you buy her gifts, or physical touch. So go for classes together, like read it together. That would be good. And there's a very good book called is it The Expectant Father? Find good books for fathers. You've got plenty of books for moms, but I think daddies should read up too. Okay, next question, number 3. Question from Hartini Tini. Bagaimana untuk menangani masalah anak yang suka memberontak dalam sesetengah hal? Okay. Soalan ni soalan paling popular dekat Facebook saya juga. Kata anak dia suka menjerit, anak dia suka menengking, anak dia marah-marah, anak dia suka bergaduh. Okay. Bergaduh, marah, menangis, ini semua biasa. Jangan rasa bahawa anak kita ni luar biasa sebab anak kita buat benda-benda macam tu. Saya selalu cakap pada diri saya lah, anak-anak ni sebenarnya adalah cerminan ibu bapa. What you do, if you want to look at a child, although not necessarily true, but usually apa yang anak kita buat tu adalah apa yang biasa kita lakukan. Kalau kita suka marah-marah anak, kita suka tengking-tengking anak, anak kita akan melakukan yang serupa. Kalau kita selalu menyindir orang, kita selalu mengutuk orang, kita selalu mengejek orang, anak-anak kita pun akan keluar daripada. Kalau kita ni, kalau kita selalu bercakap benda yang baik, kita selalu positif, anak kita pun akan ikut. Tak tahu sama ada percaya, tapi saya percaya anak-anak adalah cerminan daripada ibu bapa. Walaupun kadang-kadang pengaruh daripada nursery, pengaruh daripada rakan juga memainkan peranan. Anak-anak yang suka memberontak ni, pertama sekali kita kena faham kenapa. Apa yang dia marah sangat tu? Bila masanya? Anak-anak yang memberontak ni sebenarnya kalau mengikut pakar psikologi, dia sebenarnya ada sesuatu yang lebih lagi. There's an underlying problem underneath. There's something more. Mereka memerlukan sesuatu yang lebih. Dan selalunya kalau anak-anak saya cengeng cengeng, maknanya nangis lah tu kan. Anak-anak saya selalu menangis, merontak, kita ni penat baru balik kerja, dia nangis. Dia sebenarnya mahukan ada benda yang dia mahu kan. Jadi apa yang saya buat, saya letak beg saya, rasa macam nak menangis dia. Saya letak beg saya, kadang-kadang saya duduk, make sure kita eye level anak kita pendek kan. Kita duduk macam ni, dengan sama dengan dia ni. Terus saya peluk dia. Kata, sayang anak Umi. Kenapa sayang, anak Umi sedih ya? Cuba memahami kenapa dia berlaku macam tu, bukan marah dia. Anak-anak yang memberontak ni, kita macam saya cakap, kita kena faham kenapa. Dan kemudian cuba bagi dia pelukan dulu. Tunjukkan dia whatever it is, mama sayang. Dan kalau anak kita menangis atau marah, kita kena cakap pada anak-anak bahawa ini adalah emosi yang biasa. Manusia, kita mempunyai emosi ini. Kita cakap, jangan nangis. Kamu cakap jangan nangis, kadang-kadang kita pun nangis. Jangan marah-marah, kadang-kadang kita pun marah. Jadi, biarkan anak-anak ini menangis dan marah, tapi mereka kena kenal, oh adik marah ya, adik marah kenapa sayang? Tak apa, kalau kita nak marah kadang-kadang manusia ni memang marah, tapi kita kena marah macam mana? Okay? Cuba kenal pasti kenapa, address the situation and give lots of love. Kadang-kadang sebenarnya kan anak-anak ni dia cuma perlukan ciuman dan kasih sayang and a hug. The next time your children cries, try this. Just try give them a big tight hug. Tell them, sayang anak mama, kenapa sayang? Sayang saya marah ya saya, tak apa sayang, kenapa? Bagi tahu mama. You try that instead of just being angry straight away. Okay? Biasa nak gaduh, nak memberontak, biasa macam kita pun kadang-kadang macam it's alright. Okay? Question from Nurul Aini. Adakah susu enma paling sesuai diminum semasa hamil? You. Sebab saya pun minum. Waktu saya hamil ketiga orang anak saya memang minum enma maternal. Sebab enma maternal dirumuskan memang sesuai sangat untuk ibu-ibu yang hamil. Okay? I have long working hours just like you do. Yeah. My working hours are long and it's flexible. However, it's uncertain. Sometimes I work till 10. I don't get to see the kids. Yeah. How do you manage as a mom with so many things to do and so little time? You know what? I tell myself that everybody's going to be busy. There are a lot of things to do. I make sure my children understand what I do. That's very important. I tell sometimes my kids complain. You know, they say, why do you have to go to university? You know, why do you have to go here? Why do you have to go there? Mommy, I miss you. You know, and things like this. You explain to them why you do the things that you do, why you have to do it, why it's important to you, and talk to them so that they understand. Okay. What I do is I make sure that the times I spend with my kids are fun. So they remember me. No matter how busy I am, I just love spending time with my children, actually just doing nothing, not going anywhere at the house and just talking to each other. We'll just hang out, just hug each other, just lie on the bed together. I think quality time with your children is very, very important. I make sure I go in their bedrooms. If I come back late at night, I wake them up a bit and say I'm home, and I give them a kiss and give them a hug, and I would whisper very pleasant things or my hopes for them. I would say, Amna, you're a good girl, Amna. You become good, you know, and make sure you become good and help other people. You know, be smart, sayang, study hard, you know, these kind of things, and they really appreciate that. I think no matter how busy you are, as long as your children know that you truly love them, and this is done sincerely, it wouldn't be a problem. Explain to them again what you do and why you do it. I'm sure we'll manage. You know what? I think we women, we're just awesome beings. We can do so many things. Spend quality time. I love going to the park with my kids. I love just going out with them. I love going on holidays with them. I love just talking to them. I really enjoy speaking to my children. We'll manage. You know, life is different for me and you and everybody else. But I just believe that we women, we can just do this. We need inspiration. We need support, and we need knowledge. I think we'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Make sure the little times that you have count, and make sure that it's very positive and your children remember it. Sometimes we have little time and we get stressed and you go angry with your children. Now that's not very positive. So that little time that you have with your kids, spend it. wit rightly, say the right things, make sure it's memorable. Question from Nurul Wahida. I'm a mother of 4. Does your children fight? Oh yeah. Mine fights most of the time. Oh yeah, and so does everybody else's children. Okay. No, sometimes I see moms. They think only their kids fight. No, let me tell you this. Every single child in this world fights with their siblings. They all do. It's normal. It's a process of growing up. But what are you going to do about it, right? How do you deal with sibling rivalry? Right, it usually happens where, so if you have 3 kids, 1 will be left out and the other 2 will gang up. If you have 4, then the 3 will gang up and then leave 1, right? It's usually the case. Okay, all children will fight, so we get that clear, right? So, okay. Okay, hang on. Somebody kacau me. Alright, okay, fighting, children fighting, okay. You know what I did when I was small? You would punch and bite. Yeah, that's a very normal thing. My kids fight. Yeah. So I would usually make sure they stop fighting. But if they can solve the problems by themselves, I will not butt in. Sometimes they say, "Oh man, everyone did this to me." I said, "You know what? You guys, you solve your own problems." I say, and I just walk away and try and let them solve it first. If they can't solve it, then I come in. I said, that's not my problem. You guys did it. You solve it yourself. I try to give them that independence, not being too dependent on me, and I don't like them to report. I say, you know what? I don't want to hear all this. I say, you guys settle the problem yourself. What I try to encourage in my children is a feeling of empathy. Empathy meaning that if they say something nasty to their brothers and sisters, I would tell them that this hurts them. If they do something bad, I would ask them. So teaching empathy to children to me is very, very important. Teaching empathy and teaching your children to understand their siblings' characters. So I tell Amna, Azra is a very sensitive person. So if you say this, it hurts. It hurts her. I don't like Imran. He's so annoying. Amna would say that. Yeah, Amna she'll say like, Amna, but what if something happens to your brother? And sometimes I would teach her a lesson. Like, saja usik dia cakap, when Imran's not around, she misses him. So then I say, yeah, what if something happens to Imran? Then she would say, what if somebody, what if Imran dies? Would you think, you teach them to think about what would happen if you don't have your siblings, and tell them, and teach them to be kind, talk to them a lot. Fighting to me is very, very normal. Try to teach your kids to share, to give in, right? Kakak kata, it's okay. Walk away. Sometimes I say, it's alright. And teach your children also, whatever people say to you, okay, let's just give an example. Say, Amna would say something nasty probably to Azra, right? And she's hurt. I said, Amna, Azra, whatever people say to you, you should not let it affect you. If your sister says that, teach them self-control. Okay? So don't worry about it, they'll grow out of fighting. Okay, I read from a blog that you encourage your children on healthy eating. Yes, I do very much. How can I teach my children to do so and get them to do more exercise? Okay, healthy eating is a big thing with me. I really believe in good nutrition, and that's why I wrote my book, because I think it's something that most parents don't really pay attention to. Basically, rule number 1 is we have to eat vegetables, right? You have to eat your protein, your carbohydrates, you follow the food pyramid, right? But it's very cliche. People talk about the food pyramid, but actually do it. You need to have your rice. What I do is I go shopping with my kids. I go to whatever stores and we look at the vegetables. We talk about the vegetables. Look, I let them touch the vegetables. This is carrots. This is really good for your eyes. These are greens. These are what do you call bayam apa? Spinach, yeah. And cabbage, and you have all sorts of vegetables. I talk about it. I talk about the nutrition, broccoli, and alhamdulillah, I'm very happy that all my children eat vegetables. But some of them like broccoli, some of them like carrot. But as long as they do not shun away vegetables completely, I'm happy. I teach them by talking to them. Again, I think we need to communicate more effectively with our kids. If our kids actually understand why we ask them to do the things that they do, it would be much easier. It's not a direct order. What we do now is we like to order the kids. You have to do this, you have to do this. You don't give them any freedom at all to make their own decisions. And that's why kids don't like it. They are human beings. When you give them the authority to actually choose something, and when they actually understand, you'll be surprised. They will actually choose to do the good thing. If you keep on forcing things on them and not allow them to make decisions on their own, they're not going to like it. So after I gave them this whole information, and I showed them people I showed them pictures of people in Africa who don't have enough nutrition, what happens to their body. You can just go on YouTube, you can kurus, orang kurus, dia tunjuk dekat gambar tu kat anak-anak. Dia tunjuk budak-budak yang sakit kulit, ada deficiency, tak cukup zat. How do they look like? Say, look, Allah created all these food for us to eat, and all these food are good for you. Whatever I put on your plate, you have to eat it. We say thank you. We say thank you for our food, and you eat it. These are all good food. I am not giving you anything bad. You thought these are nutritious. This is good for this. So they understand. I said you try it at least. Then you have, and they'll be fine. It's all about understanding. Apa lagi? I don't have junk food in my home. We don't eat junk food. We don't eat gassy drinks, fizzy drinks. It's a big no-no. That sometimes they try. They probably want to try, and they will try. Not to say that they've never eaten junk food. They have, right? But they know themselves that this is not good for me. If I want to eat it, I'll just eat one or two. So that's only when they get junk food in party packs or so. Please don't put junk food in party packs. It's not good for children. It's just bad for children. And then they'll take it out and they give it to me and say, "Mom, this is junk food. I don't want it." Or sometimes they feel like eating chips. Junk food that probably they eat are chips, right? Junk food, junk. It's junk. Why would you want to feed your kids junk? All right. So I said, can I just have 2 chips? Yeah. So they know how to self-control. Exercise. Get them off the iPads and computer games. Get them outside. Take them to the playground. Run around with them. They need to go outside. So Amna goes for horse riding. Azra's going to start her archery lessons. Imran loves to play football. You need to get your children out. This is where they're playing. This is where they use their motor skills. And in the playground, they also use their social skills. I just love taking my children out. I believe exercise is extremely important. Get them bicycles, right? Get them out. Children need to go out every single day. 5 more minutes. Okay, maybe last question. Okay. Oh, that's a very nice question. Can you share experience about my Amna who started to pray? Yeah. She's very disciplined, yes. How did you teach her to do so? Well, I believe that all because I try to instill values in my children, right? Good values. And I believe one among the good values I want my children to do is to connect themselves with the Creator. I believe that if you connect yourself to the Creator and you understand why you're doing the things that you do, I would want to encourage my children to be kind human beings, to be a person who actually submits not to the world, but submits to the one who creates you. I don't want my children to live a life where they don't realize the purpose of their being. The purpose of us, I teach my children. You may disagree with me because we all have our own values and beliefs, right? And you are free to choose what values and beliefs that you want to instill in your children. I want my children to be good people. I want them to be kind. I want them to be smart. And above all, I want them to submit to the one who created them, which is to God. That's very important for me to have that kind of beliefs. I want to raise my children up to be a Muslim, but a Muslim who understands the religion, right? There are many Muslims, but they don't understand the religion. Therefore, yes, I would encourage my children to pray and love to pray. I don't force things on them. I believe that faith must not be enforced, and a faith enforced is not faith at all. I don't force her, but I tell her, I teach her with kindness and love. And praying is something exciting. It's lovely to pray. I cannot imagine myself not praying, right? So I instill those values, well, because she sees me pray and she sees me enjoy praying, and that's why I would say that she loves praying too. I create a very positive association with praying. The problem is why people don't want to do things is because when you ask your children to pray or to do anything, you do it in a you create, this is very psychology. You learn that when you pair something, when you associate something with something negative, the experience is negative, you don't want to do that anymore. So when you ask your children to pergi mandi, they don't like to mandi because it's something that you force them to. So when you ask them, pergi sembahyang, pray, you do this, do that, they don't want it. Praying is something extremely nice. We love praying. So when we pray, that's where we get together and that's where all the love comes out. You know, as soon as we finish praying, I want to kiss her, I want to hug her, I would say, I'm going to be a good girl, you know, submit yourself, enjoy your sujood. And I teach her, I open up the Quran, I tell her, this is why we pray. Understanding again, it's very, very important. And associating praying with something so positive. Do it with your children, not just ask them to do something, but do it with them, full of love and sincerity. Teach them good things and do this with understanding so they understand. All right, so I think, are we off? No more time? 2 minutes? Or we have 2 minutes? Okay, so you could read my Facebook page. On my Facebook page there is a note there about how I got Amna to start praying. Praying needs to start at 7 because discipline needs to be instilled by then. If you don't ask your kids to do so since they're young, they're not going to do so when they get older. 7 years old, we had a meeting with her and said, Amna, you're 7 years old, and you know what the Prophet said, that we have to ask you to pray by 7, and you must not miss your prayers. And I actually made sure, I took a holiday, I made sure that we do it together and make it so fun. And she knows her responsibility now when it's time to pray. When I ask her to pray, and she knows it's just something you have to do. And make sure she understands that. But first, before praying, I would always say to the Muslims out there, that before you start to ask you to pray or to fast or to wear the tudung, there's something more important than that. There is something more important where you need to teach your kids to connect with God and be a good person. Yeah, that is above all. Have good manners, treat people kindly, and connect and know your Creator. How do you know your Creator? You look up in the sky and say, you know, you tell your children who made all this. Connecting to a higher being than you, which is God, is to me much more important. And then it will come. Alright, do I have more time? Or I don't have any more time. So thank you so much to everyone who actually participated in this first live chat session. Very, very happy to see all of you. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Sebenarnya, last words. Menjadi seorang ibu, parenting ni dia tak ada satu cara kena pada semua orang, right? Kita semua ada kehidupan yang berbeza, situasi yang berbeza. Jadi cara saya mungkin tak kena dengan anda, cara anda mungkin tak kena dengan saya. Kita tengok banyak-banyak, kita aplikasikan mana yang sesuai. There is no one fast way, no one hard rule with parenting, alright? So I wish you all the best and see you on the 10th of July. Bye everybody.